Right, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review, I'm going to do it all in one video this time, of the ASUS R9 280X Direct CU2 top OC graphics card. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing, so let's start with a quick unboxing. According to the website I bought it from, dabs.com, it weighs 1.8 kilos, boxed. That's my receipt. 1.8 kilos boxed, so it's quite heavy. It definitely feels heavier. They may have included extra stuff or thicker packaging, I don't know. Anyhow, here's the box. So everything that you can see is actually printed on top in glossed plastic, so it's not actually printed on. So these stripes, the text, the stuff at the bottom here, the ASUS logo, and the picture over here, it's all plasticed on. So tells you it's a top overclocked edition, 3GB of GDDR5, Digi Plus. That's ASUS's speciality. They do it on their motherboards as well. They have precise voltage regulation and stuff like that. And they're also ASUS's new GPU tweak software, which is like MSI Afterburner. You can overclock your cards. Windows 8 ready. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the Direct CU cooler, so it should be nice and quiet. Side, nothing much. It just tells you it's 20% cooler, 3 times quieter. Got the barcode on that side. On the bottom you've just got recommended system requirements. Where's the English one? Here. I'll just put it in the screen like that. It should be all fine. All this information can be found on their site. At the back we have a detailed explanation of everything. The cooler, as I was saying earlier, the alloy voltage digital controlled stuff here, and a screenshot of the GPU tweak software, which can be downloaded from their site. Okay, graphics card has 2 tabs, one either end, so you can pick a direction to open it from, and I'm going to pick this way. Let's open it from here. So I'll just slit it with a knife. Okay, let's do it facing you. So we open this, just a tab opening like that. There we go, that opened nice and easily. It's better than some boxes that I've unboxed. They don't have that tab, so you pull it out and it gives you a little ditch and bend in the middle, which is quite annoying, I think. Why can't they just give us a tab? So, inside, box is quite light, so the box doesn't take up any of the weight. Okay, got ASUS in Search of Incredible in gold. Nothing on the back, just a black box, quite a nice sturdy box. So we open it. It's all nicely packed. First thing we have here, I presume this is the extras and add-ons. Still quite heavy, that didn't weigh much. Protective foam, another thin layer of protective foam, that was quite thick, that one. And we got the graphics card. Open it up. Now the box is quite heavy, all this packaging is quite heavy. Yeah, so that's what's taking up the weight, the graphics card not so much. Obviously graphics card is heavy, but the box is quite heavy duty and quality, so it's good that when you pay for the money for this card, you're getting well worth it. I'm going to leave the graphics card to one side for a moment and go for the thin container on the top. So, okay, so it's opened from here. What have we got inside? We have got speedy setup. That's just the languages, that's a bit pointless. Just how to install the card for first time users. You've got the Crossfire bridge, although I do think that this is now rendered useless because AMD have got the, they've done away with the Crossfire. You can just have it installed, and I think the new updated drivers will allow you to just run it without the Crossfire bridge, although the Crossfire bridge does look pretty cool, nice colour, but you know, it's not a problem. You've got the CD, normally they have a sticker. There is no ASUS badge sticker for your case, just a small thing that they could have put in maybe. And we've got a 8-pin to, we've got an adapter from the, if you only have 6 pins coming off your power supply, there's an 8-pin that plugs into your card, and there's 2 6-pins which you can get from your power supply, if your power supply doesn't support 8-pin PCIe power. Right, onto the card. I know this packaging makes a really annoying noise, but it's the anti-static packaging that they use. Now, we've got a little tab here that says, it doesn't say anything, but if it's broken then be scared, unless you're buying it used obviously. Very sticky. Okay, this is a strange one. I've never seen a packet open on the side. It's interesting. Right, let's take it out and stop annoying your ears with this horrible noise. Right. My god, that smells strong. Okay, there's a strong smell of plastic. Let's zoom in. Where's the zoom on this thing? There we go. Doing it backwards, it's very strange. Okay. Black PCB, that's nice. Black goes with most colours, especially because you won't be able to see it. Unless, of course, it is a white case, in which case, unlucky. But you would have known that before buying the card, and no graphics card comes in white, so you're a bit screwed there. On the back we've got the connectors, we've got the ventilation holes at the top, we've got a display port and mini HDMI. No, that's not mini, that's a normal size HDMI. Display port, and we've got 2 DVI connectors there. They are covered. One of them is single. The single one's at the top, and the dual ones at the bottom. Now, the differences are that the dual one can do a higher resolution, but you need the dual cable, and you need a dual compatible monitor. Right, first thing you notice when you look at this card is that the fans are different. This is the Cooltech fan that ASUS have uploaded a video of it. It's more power, it's more centered in the middle, so the airflow is much more towards the middle. The fans are rubber. They're plastic, but they're like a sort of grippy plastic sort of feel. And this one's plastic. This is normal fan. This is over the GPU core, and this is over the VRAM, I presume. We have a look at the side. Yeah, I'm just having a look through that gap through there. You can see that obviously the GPU core's right there, where all the heat sinks come out of, just there. So that's nice. This shroud is metal. It must be aluminium. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's metal. Not plastic. The red streaks are metal. It looks quite nice, goes with the main ASUS Republic of Gamers theme. Now, if I turn it around to your side, obviously it's nice, I've seen this, I haven't seen this before, but the connectors are actually covered, which is nice, prevents any damage during freight shipping. I've noticed that the heat pipe is ridiculously thick. That is a very thick heat pipe. It's actually 10mm. If I quickly measure it. Yeah, it's a centimetre. They're thinner. I think it's 6, that's 4, 6, 8 and 10 on the other side. Okay, let's go over to the fans. That's the Cooltech fan. That's the normal ASUS fan. Obviously when it's in your case from the side window, this is what you will see. You'll see that. Direct CU2. As you can see, the connections required are an 8-pin and a 6-pin. That's why we only get one adapter for the 8-pin, because there's only one slot there. We've got the product number and everything on the back, and we've got this retention backclip thing. Not backclip, back plate. As you can see, it goes all the way across and up here. That keeps the card stable. It's connected over here, and then it attaches itself to the back of the board so it doesn't flex, because this card is quite heavy, as are most modern day graphics cards. PCB is made in China, as expected. There is a sticker on one of the screws, so if you tamper with it, they'll know. That sticker there. Although I did contact ASUS through their live chat service, and they did actually say that you can take their cooler off, you can water cool it or do whatever you want, as long as there's no physical damage caused by you taking off or putting on a new cooler, you can actually do what you like with it. Which is quite nice. I found that very nice. It's a nice thing to have in their warranty. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will put this in my machine and fire it up, install all the drivers, and we'll see what 3dmarks scores we get. And oh, I forgot to mention, it's the 1070 megahertz version. This is the top version, so that's why it's overclocked out of the box. So yeah, I'll put this in my case and fire it up, and we'll do a noise test, and I'll compare it to the noise of my CPU cooler, which is the U14S from Noctua, which is very quiet. There we go. I will be right back with the benchmarks. Right, okay, so I'm behind you now, not in front of you, so if you're wearing surround sound this could sound weird. Okay, so if you have a listen now, you're able to hear, to the right is the computer over there, the graphics card's just there. I'll take the side off in a minute, but in the meantime, if you just listen now, I'll stop speaking and you'll be able to hear the noise of the graphics card at idle. Okay, so we're about 3 feet away. I sit where the camera is now when I'm gaming. As you can see, it's all on stock settings. If we just zoom in, I'll drag this over. If we zoom in, it's all stock settings, 1070 megahertz and 1600 megahertz for the memory. So those are all the details there. I'm running this in a PCIe 2.0. It's on the Sabertooth 990FX. It doesn't have 3.0, so don't know why it says that there. Maybe that's just the maximum capability of the card, but that's not how it's connected at the moment. So DirectX 11.2, blah 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 blah. Okay, so here are the GPU stats from HW Monitor. So as you can see, let me just move across the camera. Zoom out a bit. That should be big enough for you. The GPU's idling about 30 Celsius, 31 Celsius. The fan's at about 1000 RPM. So obviously it clocks down when it's not in use, so it's 300, 150, because it's just idling, as I was saying. The fan speed is at 20%. I haven't found anything wrong with the default fan curve. I think it's pretty good. And basically I can't hear it at all. Right now it's essentially silent. The only fans that you can hear right now are the two 200mm fans that I have in my case, the 140mm rear fan, and possibly the CPU cooler, although that is a Noctua and it is literally silent. You cannot possibly hear it. Unless you literally stuck your ear in the blades, in which case you'd hear a lot more than just the fan spinning. So now I'm going to switch over to, I'm going to open 3D Mark 11, and yeah, okay, I'll just put it in the full 3D Mark experience. We'll run it and we'll have a listen to the how the fan speeds and how the noise compares. So let's run it. I haven't changed anything with the graphics card, it's exactly how it comes out of the box. So I'll keep quiet for a minute. That noise you can hear is actually the sound coming from the headset that's sat on the side of my case. But basically, there is literally no difference in sound. This is running. It's running smooth, as you can see. Yeah, it's very, very quiet card. I'm really impressed with the cooler. Because on the other card, my Sapphire card, which I had to RMA a few times, the coolers can get very loud, the Vapor X, even though it's said to be a good cooler. The heatsink obviously isn't that great, and the fans are loud. So yeah, I barely could hear a difference, and I doubt you could hear the difference. You could probably just hear some either background noise or the music coming out of the speakers. Okay, let's stop that. Sorry, just to mention, I'll close that, and here are the values that it got to. So if we look, the maximum and the average, let me just expand columns. Okay, so let's zoom in. Right, let's get you perfect. Right, okay, as you can see, the maximum temperature it reached was 60 Celsius. 60 Celsius, the fans, as you can see, barely spun up. They went up 20 RPM. So yeah, it didn't need to, because the heatsink's very efficient. Obviously you can see there that it actually did get to 1070 and 1600. So it did actually clock up, it wasn't just 40. Yeah, it all worked fine, and it's pretty quiet. It did get to 100% usage. So yeah, that was it. Those are the sounds. The sound is fantastic. It's barely noticeable on 3D Mark 11. So I'm going to open a different game. Right, so one of the more demanding games of the 2013-2014 is probably Metro Last Light. So here we go. Let's skip this intro. Okay, Metro Last Light. Let's have a look at the settings and let's do a benchmark. I'll just show you the settings first, because the benchmark's actually a different program in the program files 86. So let's have a look at the options. So the options we have here: video. Let's zoom in. Okay, so 1080p monitor. Very high is the max. I turned SSAA off for now. I'll leave 16 times texture filtering. Motion blur normal, tessellation very high. Okay, so we'll leave it like that, and I'll open the benchmark. Just realised that the benchmark actually has the settings in input already there. So I'll do this preset one that I've done. It's all the settings that I showed earlier, and it's yeah, it's basically everything that I showed you earlier. So let's click run. I'll do one run, and we'll see what the noise and the temperatures and how many frames we get. So I've done scene D6 by default, okay? So I press run. Let's have a look. Okay, so the fans really haven't spun up, can't really hear the difference. As you can see, we've got about, it's hovering around 30-40 in this frame, whereas earlier it was 50. It's really hard to see the exact frame because it refreshes so quickly. Yeah, so I'll wait for the end result and we'll see what score we get. I'll just run this through to let you watch it and hear all the noises. That noise was the headphones, not the fan spinning up. So, there you go, that's the end. So let's see how the fans went up. Right, so you can see all the presets there. Those are the frame rates. Okay, so we got a score of, so total frames 7,463. Now I'll go on to Batman and we'll see how Batman fares. Also, the Metro, just after the Metro test, these are the readings we got. So the thermal diode, the GPU got to a maximum of 65 Celsius this time, not 60 as in 3D11. Maybe because I left it running for longer perhaps. The fan speeds was still 1056, which is only 50 more than 3D Mark 11. And so that's pretty much 65 Celsius, a pretty darn good temperature, especially when you can't hear the fans at all. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, okay, so now I'll be on to Batman. Right, Batman. Okay, so let us go in and do a benchmark. Not sure if the benchmark is a default preset setting, but 1080p once again, maxed out Batman. It's all max settings. So let's have a look. Okay, benchmark's done, press escape, and that was it. Okay, So it didn't get higher than 65. 65 was the max that it reached in Metro. It's fans. So basically, the graphics card can handle Metro on those settings at 40 frames average. Barely hear the fans. They didn't spin up at all, as you saw. They're really quiet. Yeah, it's a brilliant card basically. I haven't got much to say about it other than it performs great, and sorry, you can't actually see anything helpful there, can you? Other than it performs great, I'll just show you I'll show it through the window because I don't actually need to take the case apart. I'll show you through the window because there's a couple of lights on the board which I didn't notice when I was unboxing it. So I'll show you that and then I'll round it up. So inside the case, this is the graphics card. Those are the two LEDs I was talking about. They're both green. I'm pretty sure they're to do with the power because there's power connectors there. All it says next to it is LED. So that's the card. That's the Noctua fan you can see there. I've actually had to bend the power connector thing because it's got a side 200mm fan, so it's quite close to the card. I did notice that it was slightly wider than the Vapor X from Sapphire, so if you've already got a card that's really quite close, then you might want to see if that fits, because if you can, I don't know if you can see, but that heat pipe sticks out. It doesn't go in the fan like you can, like it looks like, but it sticks out. I think the same distance away that the PCIe connectors do there. So the same distance. It's about 2 inches, about an inch away from the metal chassis, the metal fascia of the card, which is about 2 inches away from the actual PCB. So now I'll send you back for the conclusion. Okay, just quickly before we conclude, I did run all three 3D Mark tests, and I'll show you all the details now. So 3D Mark 11, I got a graphics score of 10,464 with a final P-score of 9,172. Now I know my CPU isn't great. I don't need any better, it's fine. I don't get really bottlenecks from anything apart from on the 3D Mark tests, but I don't play games on 3D Mark, so it's fine. If we just click show result details for the system, so we're in the top, I'd say just over 50% of the people who have my system. The majority are where I am, between the 8,400 and 9,600. Yeah, so those are the tests. Okay, so the peaked in graphics test 3, and the lowest was in graphics test 4 as it required CPU help as well. So now let's have a look at that was 3D Mark 11, so now let's have a look at 3D Mark full stop. Then I never know whether to call it 3D Mark or 3D Mark 2013 or 14 or whatever. Anyhow, the one with the Firestrike, Cloudgate and Ice Storm. So we got a Firestrike of 7,216, which is for some reason in the top percentage of people. I don't see why. I didn't do anything different. Yeah, that's very strange. Maybe I just got over the top. Yeah, by 16 points I got over the boundary of the majority. Have a look at the detailed score there. Here you go. So it peaked in graphics test 1 and the least in graphics test 2. Sorry, in the combined test. But as you know, 3D Mark Firestrike is extremely extensive testing, and I couldn't hear the graphics card fan running, which was fantastic, because I do like quiet, hence my Noctua. Okay, so now let's have a look at CloudGate. 18,407, graphics score of 51,190. Once again, that takes us into the top boundary. I got over it by 2,000 points this time, so that wasn't a just, that was a complete ownage. Detailed score again, there it is. And in Ice Storm 1.2, 124,581 with a graphics score of 208,043. So if you Intel guys have an Intel 4770K, then you could probably get your score well over 200,000. Okay, maybe not well over 200,000, but nearer to 200,000 than me. So there it is, that's where it is. Let's have a look at detailed score, and there we go. So it got to a maximum in graphics S2 of 981 frames per second, which was pretty pathetic, to be honest. I mean, I saw it flickering and everything, it was terrible. You need more like 7,000 frames in order for a game to run smoothly. Right, so that was that for 3D Mark, and 3D Mark Vantage, there we go, 28,008 with a graphics score of 31,849. I don't know why it says that there's an update required, because when I download the installer it just says, do you want to uninstall it? So that's it. It doesn't give any detailed score about that. Oh yeah, it does, I just didn't click it. So I am the one person that's done this test with my system. I feel so honoured. Between 28,000. By 8 points I made my own new little category. I feel quite proud of that. Okay. Overall, I cannot recommend this card anymore. The cooler is so quiet. It's actually ridiculous. It's idling all the time, basically. It ups the clocks a bit. It ups the clocks to compete with the game that's required. But you can't actually hear the fan speed up, because it doesn't speed up. Essentially, 200 RPM. The noise is just incredible. It just doesn't exist. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, dislike if you have to, subscribe for more, and leave some comments or private message me. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, but leave them in the comments preferably, so that everyone else can see the questions and answers. Thank you very much.